Uh-oh, my intro music. Huh? Oh, sorry. I'm about to tuck my earring in, y'all. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. All right. We're live. Share. Y'all share, 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 share. Hello and welcome to Straight from the Chair. My name is Crystal Gresham Giles and I am coming to you live straight from y'all. Doing a podcast is a lot. I love doing hair. I put my all in it. I've been doing it for the last 20 something years and I am very comfortable with doing hair. Doing this podcast, as much as people think that this is easy for me, like talking, that's fun. But behind the scenes and doing the work is a lot. So y'all, please bear with me. Please forgive me if you don't see me post. I'm trying to get used to it. I have to really put this in my pocket as a second job. Like I have to change my mentality because I want to have a next level or switch careers eventually, not soon. None of my clients get all excited. I'm not going nowhere anytime soon. But I'm just saying, eventually, I got to figure out what's my next. And I love doing podcasts. I want to do it like more like a talk show. And because of that, I have to start now treating it like a second job. Um, see? All this technical stuff, you got to have all this promotion. Y'all couldn't even see what's going on behind the scenes, but it's great. Like to watch it all in the end, I feel so excited and I'm so proud of myself by still going, regardless of what I have is not perfect. I'm used to be like, oh my God, I got to wait till it's perfect. We'll never start. We'll never start. So I thank you all for joining me. I thank you all for going on this journey with me. I know eventually I'll get to a level where we can look back and look at these and be like, look where we came from. So I'm excited about this journey and I appreciate you all joining it with me. As I do this journey, I need guests. Like I've definitely been reaching out to a lot of people. I have a calendar of guests. I'm excited about what's coming up in March. I have a lot of people that want to come on in March. So I think March is already booked. I'm already into April. I think March is already booked. I'm into April and now I'm looking for people to come on. What I really like to talk about is things that are beneficial to our community, our culture, and just how can you better yourself. That's my main thing if you're going to come on. And I get a lot of it from my clients, but every time it's not going to be a client that's going to sit in the chair. It's going to be some information that we're going to need to better ourselves in life, whether it's real estate, whether it's financial advising, whether it's whatever, massages, whatever. Like today, we're going to talk about colonics, y'all. I'm so excited about this guest right here. And I need you all to send y'all good energy through because everybody's not excited about being in front of the like I am. Y'all know I was born to be a star, I think. But I thought I was going to sing, but God said, no, you're not going to sing. Not on this stage. You're not going to sing. So we are going to bring in a young lady. I've been getting my colonics done by her for like the last 3, before pandemic. I know definitely before the pandemic always make y'all forget like it was 2 years, right? We always looking at it like, oh yeah, that was just a year ago. No, we actually going into 2020, 21. We going into year 3 with this thing, right? Wow, is it 3 or is it 2? I don't know. Anyway, it's way too long. So I've been going to her since before the pandemic, probably about probably almost years now. And she is an amazing woman at what she does. I love going to her facility because she makes you feel so comfortable. This procedure is not people's head. It's not the most comfortable position to be in. It's not the most comfortable thing to do. But this young lady right here makes you really feel comfortable. And I want to bring her on. I want you all to give her some great energy. Give her some energy, y'all. Some good energy. Come on, let's see some hearts. Let's see some love. Let's see some hearts. Let's see some love. And we're going to give it up for Yvette Merriman. Merriman. Yes, I was going to say Merriweather. Merriman, come on in, girl. How are you? Uh-oh. You good? You nervous? Why are you so nervous? She don't like the camera. Wait a minute. Let's fix this Instagram camera right here because they really can't see her, and I'm gonna need her to see her. But we can see. Yes, yes. Give her some hearts, y'all. Give her some hearts. There she is. Instagram. Yes, this is Miss Yvette. What's the name of your business, Yvette?
Orchid Vitality Colonics and Massage Therapy.
Yes, this is. Let me tell y'all. If y'all never had a colonic done, listen. This about to be on and popping to find out about what happens during a colonic. So we're gonna start. First of all, we're gonna give her some good love. I'm gonna give her a good hug. Y'all, she is so nervous, but let her know. Like, look at all these people giving you hearts. Does she look good? Y'all tell me. Does she look good?
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Yes. So we're just gonna start with basic questions. We're gonna let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her business. So, what's the name of your business?
It's Orchid Vitality Colonics and Massage. We're located in the Peachtree Hills community in Buckhead of Atlanta. I've been practicing as a therapist this year, makes 15 years,
Ooh.
and I thoroughly enjoy it.
You do? What do you enjoy about it? Because I know being a client of yours, I can tell that you enjoy it because I know what I give to my clients is an experience, and you definitely give me an experience. What do you enjoy about it?
Just well, in comparison to working in pharmacy and just seeing people come in every month getting the same medication and not really getting any results in their health. In 15 years of practicing, I have endless testimonies of my clients going to the doctors and not getting any answers, and just allowing somebody to do something as simple as pooping answers their questions in reference to their health. So,
Look at that, y'all. Y'all need to go to the bathroom.
really,
Yeah.
really.
She has these little things, excuse me if anybody gets offended by cussing, but it's all over. It's like shit happens. And it really needs to happen for us to be better. You wouldn't believe the relief you get and the clarity that you get from pooping every day. Um, why would you say colonics are really important?
Well, there's a popular theory in alternative medicine that talks about how your aging process, any disease, your aging process all starts in your colon. Um, every organ above your waist, including your boobs, male and female, has what's called a nerve pathway in your colon. So, for instance, if somebody is diagnosed with diabetes, they probably had diabetes 4 or 5 years before they experienced any symptoms before they went to the doctor because it started in their colon first.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So turn away for a little bit. Look, we directing her as we do this. Nothing's perfect. So we have 3 different cameras going on. Facebook is over here, and YouTube is over here. And we got Instagram over here. So we want to give a little YouTube and Instagram some love too. Um, so with these things that have going on in the body, you said the colonics are important. When do somebody know that they need a colonic? Like at what point?
If you're eating and you're not pooping, you need a colonic. That's it.
If you're eating
And you're not pooping,
and you're
you need a
not
colonic.
pooping, you need a colonic. How often should people be pooping?
If you're eating 3 meals a day, you should be pooping 3 times a day. If you look at animals and you look at babies, every time they put
Turn it.
something in their mouth,
Mm-mm.
they go to the bathroom.
The other way.
This way.
No, you're fine. Hey,
Okay.
there you go. Okay. She's like, every time you put food in your mouth, you should be going to the restroom.
So if you're
Every
eating
time.
3 times a day, you should be pooping 3 times a day.
So let me tell you what's funny is that my friends and people who know me, I know this may be TMI for too many people, but I'm transparent. So every time I eat, I run to the bathroom. And people are like, that's not natural.
No, it's very natural. It's very natural.
That's what y'all get. I am very natural. But that runs in my family. Like my mom, my grandfather, we've all, like, that's just something naturally that I've always done. But there is also a difference when I come to you and get a colonic. That's because I've been eating some bad stuff, right?
Technically, yeah, in a sort of kind of way. Just like she said, if you're eating, then you should be going to the bathroom. If you're not using the bathroom after every meal, then you definitely need a colonic. That's your aging process. That's your metabolism. That's your energy level.
Perfect.
That's your quality of sleep. That's your mental health. Everything starts in your colon.
Awesome. Everything. Did you hear that? Everything starts in your colon. Your mental clarity, having clarity.
Yeah.
Um, your
That the mental health part is actually in the transverse colon. They talk about we having the second brain in our bodies, which is in our gut, and in that gut area is your different parts of your brain. So if you have anybody that's suffering from any type of mental illness, you want to start with cleaning their colon first and recolonizing the gut with healthy bacteria, because healthy bacteria converts to different neurotransmitters. Like for instance, if you have someone that's suffering from severe depression, then we'll say, for an example, the healthy bacteria lactobacillus can convert to serotonin to increase or reverse depression.
So what's the name of it again?
Transverse colon.
Your
Yes,
transverse colon, which is at the top, is called your second brain.
Was located near the second brain.
Oh, it's located near the second brain.
Right,
What's the second brain?
The second brain is a bundle of nerves that sit behind your stomach. So in alternative medicine, we refer to it as the solar plexus, but it is a real physical organ called the iliac plexus. And it's a bundle of nerves that controls the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. And when those two nervous systems are out of balance, then yes, it affects your mental health, it affects your mood, your quality of sleep, and your energy level.
Okay, so if we were just talking in layman's term, we say the second brain is next to
is right above the transverse colon.
The transverse colon, and that's what controls
your mental
health.
yeah,
your
mental
mental.
health, depression, anxiety, insomnia, your energy levels, your motivation, everything.
Wow, as simple as cleaning your guts can help with your depression. And I stuck at depression because at one point through the pandemic, I was going through a depression. And when I came to you, that was one thing that I was telling you. I felt like when I was getting the process done, I felt like I was like straining to release something, like it's held in there. It's like energy that's held in there, and trying to figure out what that was. And that's what you was helping me with, trying to tell me that it was like the emotional part,
the emotional part, your mood balance, um, the quality of your sleep, everything.
Okay. See, all of that. I just needed to go to the bathroom so I could go to sleep.
It's a true story.
It is. It is. What is the process like when someone comes and get a colonic?
It's I think it's pretty clear and cut. You just come in. We want to make sure that you're really hydrated, because if you're not hydrated, then it can be a very uncomfortable process. The more water you drink, the easier the process. We just place you on the machine, and we have a tank that's filled with filtered water that we irrigate the entire large intestines. Does something go up your rectum? Yes. That's the hard part. But once the water starts, you get over that really fast. It may last about maybe 10 seconds. Once the water starts, you forget it's back there.
Yes. I think that's usually the most uncomfortable part. People ask, well, how are you going to get it? Well, you got to have something inserted into your rectum, but it's very thin, y'all. I think it's smaller than your finger.
Yeah.
It's very thin and small. And Yvette makes you comfortable enough where she helps with the insertion of it. So you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this by myself. She gives you the opportunity to do it by yourself, but she definitely will come in and assist you and help you do that. Let's see. How long does the process take?
On average, about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. What would make it go longer or what would make it go shorter?
If they're not hydrated, then yes, the process can be a lot longer because it's uncomfortable. It's where the water starts interacting with gas pockets and you experience intense cramping, or the muscles of the colon can start twisting a little bit. So we want you to drink as much water as possible.
And the water helps the.
And avoid caffeine and alcohol. Not drinking caffeine before a colonic. Don't.
Well, see, that's why I always do mine in the morning because I try not to. Y'all know me. I always have a glass of wine somewhere. Not that I have a problem, but so alcohol shouldn't be done
No.
before it either.
Please don't.
What about what kind of food types? Like the day before, is there a preparation? What does that look like?
Well, my practice is probably the only practice globally that advise our clients to eat before they come in. And that's just because we understand something between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
A higher amount of people, especially Americans, we go 14 hours a day without eating, and we may eat one meal. And you may eat that one meal every day for 7 days. So that means you're eating, your digestive system is processing something, but you're not releasing it. And that it sends you into a fasting state. Fasting state increases your stress levels. So if I put you on the machine and your stress levels are elevated, then I can send 20 gallons of water through you and you won't release anything. So we always advise our clients to eat before they come in.
Okay.
And that's the fastest way to like bring the stress levels down, to allow the gut to actually release what's there, even if it's just that one meal you've been eating every day.
Okay. Now back, you said we need to eat because most people don't eat for 14 hours.
Yeah, you
and
work
that'll
all day and
right.
take care of everything else and everybody else, and then when it comes to you, you feed yourself one time a day.
Right.
And when you do that, you elevate your stress levels. When your body's in stress, it holds and constricts everything. So it'll hold your bowels, it'll hold your urine, it'll stop you from burning calories, even affecting your quality of sleep. So usually when I get my clients on the machine, I can tell what their metabolism is. If their metabolism is bad as hell, I can tell if they're getting a good quality of sleep. I can tell if they're eating too much fat. I can tell if they're eating a lot of seafood. My favorite is when I have the meat eating vegans that come in. And they're vegans, and I see the grease and the protein, and yeah.
The meat eating vegans, yes. I had a client that said, I'm not giving myself a name because when I want to eat something, I'm going to eat it.
And it's necessary.
Right. I don't know why people why are we so subjected to doing all this name labeling?
Or conforming to different diets.
Yeah. How do you think?
Working on both sides of medicine, I've seen vegans die of cancer, and then I've seen the guy that drank corn liquor every day and he eat hot Cheetos and he lived to be 95.
Right. Say that part again. Like this is what I want. Y'all, I'm not against anything. I'm whatever you for, good for you. Just know that you're doing it for you. Like I just hate that we have a world of, if I'm doing this, yours is not as good as mine, or you're not doing as good as mine. But you say exactly what I say all the time, even with this vaccination going back and forth. Like it's just another part to separate the world. Oh, you can't be around because you're vaxxed, and oh, you can't because you're not vaxxed. Like all this labeling stuff, like we got to get over that, because she just said she seen a vegan person die of cancer, and someone who drink corn liquor and eat hot Cheetos lived till he was like 90. And this is not rare occasion, y'all. People die every day. So, and I think everything should be done in balance, right? Everything.
If you really want to put a definition to what health is, it's called homeostasis. The body's always constantly fighting for homeostasis. Homeostasis is synonymous to balance. When you're doing too much of something, that can throw the body out of homeostasis. If you're doing not enough of something, it can throw the body out of homeostasis. And that's where you create space for disease to come in.
Wow. So if
Means,
you go too far to the extreme of being pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, eating too much, drinking too much.
yeah. I mean, because you would think like, oh, well, I'm vegan, I eat a lot of broccoli every day. But then I see you come in the pharmacy and you're picking up medication for your thyroid because the broccoli has suppressed your thyroid. So I just, what I support is I support whatever works for you. I feel like everybody should be in tune with their own body chemistry and know what works for them. Right. What works for Crystal to keep her body in homeostasis doesn't work for Yvette.
Right.
So it's not necessarily about like, oh, well, I have a cleaner diet or a better diet. It's just I'm doing what works for me, what keeps me in homeostasis, right. What keeps me out of the hospital, what keeps me from having high blood pressure, what keeps me from having high cholesterol. So you got to figure that part out. That's the hard part.
And y'all, that's the other thing. I'm not going to tap deep into it, but she goes deeper than doing colonics. She don't want me to tap into her products, but she has teas that when I had COVID, she was the first person I called. And I ain't even gonna tell y'all the rest about what happened when I had COVID and how I was healed by some stuff that she gave me. Just tease y'all. But what she just said is, I think she creates these teas and these things different because she literally listened to what I said over the phone and she made it and my son went and picked it up. So I think everything that she does is according to you, yourself, and what you have going on. It's not a global thing that everybody, and I don't think everybody can do everything global. That's just like with me with medication. I'm not listen, once again, if you got to take your medication, you got to take your medication. Right. But I know that certain things just cannot go across the board.
If you're dying, don't go in the front yard and eat grass. Go to the doctor.
That part.
Moderation and balance.
Yes, moderation and balance. Don't be out here trying to examine yourself and say, this is what I have. Go to the doctor. We're not saying not go to the doctor, but we're all saying that everything is okay, that everything doesn't work for everybody. Just because it works for you doesn't mean it'll work for someone else. So we was just talking about the benefits of colonics is mental, definitely mental, your physical health. What about physical?
See, then that would be going into weight loss. That's too much of a liability. It's a hit or miss. Either sometimes it works for people and sometimes it don't.
Yeah, sometimes it worked for me and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I go in and just feel better, but I didn't have weight to come off.
Yeah, when we talk about weight loss when it comes to colonics, it's more of for a perfect example, after I had my second son, I lost like 30 pounds and I did 8 sessions. Mm-hmm. Was I codependent on colonics to get the weight off of me? No, I had just had a baby. I was still running a business. My husband at the time was still in school full time, and I still had another 3-year-old. So did I have time to change my diet? Probably not. My hormones were still all over the place. Did I have time to exercise? No. My plate was full every day, but I did have time to give myself 1 hour a week for 8 weeks. And I lost 30 pounds, but it wasn't that I was carrying 30 pounds of poop in me. It was because where the thyroid is located in the colon, mm-hmm. Each time the water was able to travel in that part of the colon and basically reset the thyroid because that's what controls our metabolism. Mm. So it's like pressing a reset on your metabolism every time you clean that part of the colon or the thyroid reflex in your colon.
So how often do you think, or how soon can you get to that part of the colon?
It varies from person to person. Perfect example is myself, a good friend of mine, Shayna, mm-hmm. and her boyfriend. Now, both of my friends, her and her boyfriend, were both vegan. Okay. I've always been a high protein meat eater. Okay. And we've all got 4 colonics at the same time. Now, the boyfriend, he passed his what's called his cecum on the very first time. Gotcha. That's like the whole goal of colon therapy.
Hold that word, cecum. Yeah. We're gonna get to that.
And that's a sign that we got to the deepest part of your colon. Okay. So every time you pass that, that's slowing your aging process back like 3 to 4 years. Okay. My good friend and I, in comparison to her not being a meat eater, we both passed our cecum on the for colonic. So
Okay.
it differs from person to person.
Gotcha.
But right before you get to that point of passing your cecum, you're going to pass the reflex for the thyroid, which is your metabolism.
Okay.
So for 8 sessions, I was able to get over and clean that reflex on my colon, and it helped my metabolism re-jumpstart itself, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So not 30 pounds of poop in me, but re-jumpstart, press the reset button on your metabolism.
Wow. Like, are y'all really getting this? Because now I'm just thinking how many I'm getting ready to go sign up to see if I can. I'm like, I know for a fact that I probably need to touch the thyroid, the cecum, the everything, and so that I can feel better. Just coming into this new year, it's time for me to come in anyway, because I usually come in like every quarter. I'll do like 3 sessions. That's usually my thing. I do like 3 sessions back to back, and then I wait till the next quarter. But we're gonna see what I probably need to do. 8 good sessions to see if these 30 pounds will come off. I'm gonna be banking it. I ain't gonna say you said it, but I ain't gonna say you said it. But I'm just saying I feel it in myself.
Promise anybody nothing.
Yeah.
It's a hit or miss. Some people do it,
And some people don't. They do. And that's what I love about you, is that you definitely don't put everybody in the same barrel. Right. Nobody is in the same barrel. We talked about what kind of foods you should drink and eat before. What about after you get the colonic?
We always advise, do not, like, you would think, oh, I just cleaned my colon, I just finished the colon therapy session, I'm gonna go have a salad today. Don't do that.
Y'all, let me tell you, I did that the very first time I had a colonic. I was cramping so bad, and I called her and I was like, well, what am I supposed to eat? Like, something's going wrong. She was like, what did you eat? I'm like, I had a salad and like kale. She was like, that was the worst thing to eat. Yeah. The worst thing to eat after the colonic. Yeah, tell them about it.
Just because your gastric juices are trying to figure out what the hell just happened here. So a lot of times it takes maybe about 36 hours before everything settles. Okay. And when you go eat raw veggies opposed to cooked veggies, it creates more bloating and gas. Huh. So yeah, most people get bloated after a colonic when they eat salad.
Okay, so what I'm supposed to go eat? Some salmon?
I always tell people, just don't defeat the purpose. Like, don't leave here and go eat Five Guys. Don't leave here and go have pizza. Just if you do eat meat, then it's salmon. You can saute some spinach. You can have a baked sweet potato. Whatever protein, just make sure it's baked, and then make sure your veggies are cooked. Just don't eat any raw veggies.
No raw veggie. And how often before I can drink when I leave?
I mean, it's like that 36-hour window. You just want to make sure the gastric juices are figured out what just happened, and we're settled. We know everything came back together, and we're fine.
Gotcha. 36 hours, people don't drink. That's me telling myself, don't drink after 36 hours. I need to stop acting like I'm a lush, though. Like, I just keep talking like this, like I'm a lush. I just like to feel good. This is actually, I'm not even drinking wine today. I'm actually drinking a sparkling juice today. Just because we did some photos earlier and I didn't want to be too tipsy by drinking wine. So we actually were going to bring in some of her probiotic juice, but we're going to leave that for the next show. She don't even know she's probably going to come back because this needs to be a 2-part show. Kentra, we have any questions coming in? Anybody asking any? Y'all have any questions? Anybody? So we talked about how often you should poop. When you're pooping, I don't know, like, if people really look into the toilet. Should you be looking at what your poop is like or how your poop is, and what should it be looking like and what should it not be?
You probably should, because that's telling your life story.
Pooping, if you look at your poop?
When you look at your poop, it's going to tell you if you died or not.
Wait. You can't just slide that in there.
Not saying that you're going to die.
No, but I'm just saying.
If you get up and your stools are gray, then your gallbladder.
Y'all need to look at y'all need to look at y'all poop. She just said it is necessary to look at your poop because it tells if you are dying or not. Not that you're going to die tomorrow, but.
More like sick. That's a harsh word.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's not say die. More sick. So tell me about some examples about what stools should look like and when you should be worried about it.
They have this thing about the Bristol stool chart, and I don't think it applies to everybody. They have this thing about, oh well, a healthy poop should, once you release it, should slowly sink into the toilet, or it should float. But it depends on your diet.
Yeah.
You can have somebody that consumes a lot of protein, but they're still healthy. So
Right.
that person that eats a lot of protein, it doesn't mean that their stool is going to necessarily float, but that doesn't mean it's unhealthy either.
Okay.
They do a whole study on it. It's called copramacy, and it just analyze the stool, but it's up against the diet that you take in.
Right. Right.
Now, if the stool, we want to look more in color. So if the stool is black, then yeah, you want to go see a doctor. If it's turning gray, then yes, you want to go see a doctor. You want to keep it, of course, that healthy brown color. You always want to make sure how much oil, or keep in check how much oil you're taking in, because when you flush, if you streak, that's too much grease. You want to eliminate that. Butter, people,
Listen.
even olive oil.
Listen. Did y'all just hear what she said? If you streak, so streaking is mean you leave this line on the toilet, right? Y'all, listen. When you got to go back and clean the toilet when you finish, if you streak, that means you have too much oil in your system, right? Olive oil too, peanut butter.
Yeah, that's one.
Definitely peanut butter. What?
Peanut butter would kill Elvis.
What?
Yeah, he was a fan of peanut butter, and he was severely constipated when he left us. But we don't know if it was due to peanut butter.
We don't know if it was due to peanut butter, but peanut butter could have been one of Elvis's too much of it. Y'all, I told y'all that's why I didn't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as a kid, and I still don't like them because I think that's disgusting. Peanut butter and jelly mixed together
I might agree with you.
Is disgusting. Yes, I'll eat one or the other. Put peanut butter on some crackers, just a couple of them, or I'll just eat jelly on some toast. But to smash them things together, I don't know who came up with that, and y'all can keep that. Another quote from me from the South: Crystal does not like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Take that. So, okay, I know you said it's green. Now, if you're taking iron pills, it definitely comes out dark.
Right.
That's due to what you're taking.
It could be that the iron is too much. When we talk about iron, the anemia, there was a doctor, I think it was Dr. Michael Gershon, said that if you have a hard time taking in iron, or your body absorbing iron, that's a sign that you may have a bowel obstruction. So colon therapy would be perfect for people that suffer from low iron. There are better options for iron out there. At the top of the list is sarsaparilla and yellow dot.
Okay, yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it turning your stool too dark. You don't have to worry about it constipating you. And it has a perfect affinity to your blood chemistry, if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes all the sense, because you know that's what they say about me. You know, I don't claim anything. So when they tell me, I listen, I follow instructions, but I don't put the word on me. So you'll never hear me say, I am Crystal. I'm not putting no words on me. I don't claim nothing over me. I listen to the doctor. When they say what I have, I do what I have to do, but I'm not saying I'm whatever. No. So, well, I need to get some spirilla or something, so I'm gonna be over there at her place getting something, because that was the one thing I noticed from taking the iron pills, that I would be more constipated than normal. Me, a friend. What else? Like you said, you looking at it to see, does it smell different? It's different. Like when should we be nervous?
Long enough to thank God our machine does a good job in masking odor.
It does.
But you have some people that if they taking in too much or something, it'll overpower the machine. And I've been practicing long enough where I can tell if you taking in too many carbs. I can tell if you're taking in too much protein. I can tell if you're taking in too much oil. But just by smelling.
Gotcha.
Right.
What about dairy?
That runs in there with fat. Yeah.
With fat.
Because the oil just smells like rancid oil, if that makes sense.
So I don't even know. Well, I guess I would. Dairy is fat. I was just wondering. I know a lot of times they talk about the mucus in your system.
Right.
What does that mean? Like getting the mucus out?
When we see mucus in the stool, more than likely that's okay, let's back up a little bit. When we're talking about allergies, the spleen is the organ that we want to look at. There's a theory in Chinese medicine that says if it's environmental or if it's a food allergy, it's a sign of a congested spleen. So in the colon, we have an area of the colon called the splenic flexure. So it's right under your spleen.
Okay.
Right here on your it's the right hand side, left hand side.
Okay.
And when we start seeing a lot of mucus in the stool, we know that's where it's coming from. And before the client can even tell us, we can tell that they have some type of allergy, whether it's food, whether it's environmental. Once, if they are experiencing some severe allergies, when they do clean their colon, they desensitize themselves to whatever it is that they're allergic to.
Now,
like I've seen cases where people have not advising anybody to do it. If you're allergic to beans and you know beans are going to close your throat up, stay away from them. But in my years of practice, according to testimony, I have seen people with extreme cases where they had anaphylactic shock from seafood, from beans or nuts, and they actually clean their colon and they're not as sensitive. Right.
That's almost what alternative medicine would do, because I remember my son, when he was young, he's allergic to shellfish.
Right.
And they wanted to put him on this extreme diet. But it was just really hard to do a 2-year-old, sending him to school, telling him he can't have the snacks that everybody else. It was too much for me as a 25-year-old woman. Like, I was like, I can't keep denying this child. He's sitting over here crying. But that was desensitizing. So it sounds like kind of the same thing when you go in and remove some stuff, then you can probably be, he's old enough now. I might can send him over there and see if he can. Let's clean him out. Let's see. Some of y'all just need to be cleaned out. That's all. You just need to go to the bathroom, and it's okay. It is okay. We have been talking to Miss Yvette about colonics, y'all. She is a certified, colon hydrotherapist, and she specialized in
colon hydrotherapy. I'm a master herbalist and massage therapist. So I specialize in dealing with the complex things of the body. I study the body like religiously. Like that's my whole life mission to understand how the body works. You can know every herb in nature, you can know every supplement in the vitamin store, but if you do not understand how the body works, you don't know what you're talking about.
And let me tell y'all why I know that she care about the body, because although I'm talking about this colonic, to have a massage by this girl right before the colonic, so I would do this thing where we do the massage first and then get into the sauna. And she will make me, I have to stay in the sauna until I sweat. For a long time, I wouldn't sweat. Now I sweat when I go in the sauna. But then coming out, it just seemed like everything moves so much better. That's when I can tell I had more of the weight loss.
Right.
When I would do that, the massage. But if I go in and just get a colonic, I feel clarity, I feel physical, but I wouldn't feel so much of the weight loss. But when the massage, you talk about hands, how often do y'all get massages? Because the body really need massages. Would you suggest for massages?
The world to get massage. Like people really underestimate the effects of massage. Working in pharmacy, I've seen people getting medication for migraines, high blood pressure. I see stroke patients. I see people getting repeated antibiotics because of compromised immune. And with massage, it works on all of that. Like I've had massage clients that had problems with migraines for years, and when they started getting massages, it helped relieve their frequency of the migraines.
Right.
Blood pressure, brings the blood pressure down, keeps the immune system strong, brings the stress levels down. Like people, I advise the world to get massages. It's necessary.
Massages are necessary, y'all. I know massages are necessary because I suffer.
About self-care, make sure massage is at the top of the list.
Massages and colonics on your self-care list. Y'all make a note. Make a note. I know for a fact that massages have helped with my migraines. I suffered with migraines a lot.
Yeah, I
And
remember that when I first.
yeah, so when I used to come in, I mean, I could have when I start getting a massage, and by the time I get to the colonic, I'm good, like it's released. But I also am, I hold a lot of stress in my shoulders because that's how we work. My body is tensed up all the time. I'm working, I'm standing. So a lot of stress is held in your shoulder. I think a lot of people deal with that,
Yeah,
or just stress in general.
yeah, stress in general, and the stress can be held in any part of the body. Like I could feel the calf muscles, and the calf muscles can be too tight.
How does
But then
stress?
there's also there are reflex points for different organs every part of the body. Like for example, when I'm in training, I show my therapist that um, when you're looking at the colon, you got different reflexive parts about on the body for the colon.
Right.
If you hold your hand like this is the small intestines, the large intestines, this is where they meet. I had my business partner is from India,
Mm-hmm.
and he would tell me about how when him and his sisters and brothers were constipated when he was little, and how their mom would just come and massage this point and massage this point. He said that she would go at least a good 5 to 8 minutes and massaging that area, and then they would eventually go use the bathroom. Um, when you're looking at the arm, small intestines, large intestines, this is where they meet.
Okay.
And so you would massage this point and massage this point. Now, when I travel, I tend to not use the bathroom. I don't like to use everybody's bathroom.
I got you.
But if I'm out of town and I have to go, then you massage this area.
Right here.
And it'll give you, again, 5 to 8 minutes and just keep massaging that area. And it'll stimulate the what's called the ileocecal valve and then the fold of the colon and stimulate peristalsis. So eventually, at least 30 to 45 minutes later, you're going to use the bathroom.
Yeah, you got ways to teach people how to go and use the restroom. Like, I think we really need that because some people deal with that, especially when we're as stylists. I know there's some stylists on now as we work and we hold so much stuff in. We stand up, we do clients, we constantly be, and then because you're probably in a facility like we do, and it's the public bathroom, so everybody uses it, so it's not as comfortable to go in there and use it. So the 12 and 14 hours that we're working, we ain't release nothing all day. So I guess, is that something good that we can do when we get home, like on our ride home? I'm just start rubbing in the middle of my head. Yeah, just stimulating. So is that same thing on your foot, like the reflexology?
Yeah, when I'm doing full body massages, I tend to like stimulate all those points if I know my client is going to get on the do a colonic afterwards, and it just makes the process a lot easier.
Yeah.
On the foot, it's at the heel,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the leg, it's just below your knee.
Oh, okay.
The thigh is the small intestines, the lower leg is the large intestines, and then at the knee is where they meet. So it's the same point. It's the ileocecal valve.
So your whole body has. That's why your colon is considered the second brain.
So think about like when you're on the machine, and sometimes you can feel like tightness in your legs.
Yeah.
So those nerves, those reflex nerves are being stimulated because they all correlate. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I know the neck bone connected to the hip bone. I knew all this stuff was connected, but to really understand, like now I look at things different. When my legs are extremely tired, not only are they tired from me just standing, they're tired because I'm stressed.
And you're holding your poop.
And I'm holding my poop. Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure something out, like build me an extra bathroom or something in the back. Yeah. What about supplements and vitamins?
As a therapist, I will tell you I hate laxatives. I don't care if they're herbal, if they're natural. I don't like them because it just creates codependency. I always advise for my clients to get in rotation is some source of fiber, and then my favorite at the top of the list is artichokes, and that's for people that they're just not going to do what's necessary to put in their body where it will make them go to the bathroom naturally on their own.
Artichokes.
Yeah.
You cook them? How?
You can take it as a supplement. You can buy artichoke capsules.
Oh, okay.
And what artichokes do is feed the healthy bacteria in your colon and allow it to spread.
Okay.
It works that works in so many different conditions with mental health, allergies, your metabolism. It just depends on when you take the artichoke, which strain of bacteria that is interacting with.
Okay.
But outside of that, you're going to go to the bathroom every day without the laxative effect.
Okay. So all of these extra little things that you do. What about like when they tell you to do apple cider vinegar, cayenne, um, lemon juice or something in the morning?
That has a lot to do with your pH balance. So
Okay.
if you are a person and you're more prone to having high alkalinity or bloating and gas, then that will probably work for you. But if
Okay.
you're already highly acidic, then it'll probably have an adverse effect. It'll probably make everything worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I know you always tell me to eat prunes, and I was like, can I just drink the prune juice? And what do you tell me?
It's not giving you the source of fiber, but most people think that fiber only just helps you go to the bathroom. For both male and female, it's a hormonal sponge.
Right.
When I say hormonal sponge, for people that are, well, females that are dealing with any type of female problems, cysts, endometriosis, PCOS, fibroids, even breast cancer.
Fibroids, back up.
Right.
Because you know we got a lot of people that talk about fibroids.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother show. You have to come on and talk more about
Yeah.
what we can do for the fibroids, but it works for.
Yeah, so it works for that hormonal balance, and even for men. When you're looking at men that have receding hairlines, they have the protruded belly, they get the man boobs, you can always look and tell who's taking in enough fiber and who's not.
Wow.
Because the fiber, what it does, it goes in and absorbs those bad hormones. So for men with the receding hairlines, the extended waistline, the man boobs, it's the DHT. It's
Gotcha.
yeah, that's a higher production than the healthy testosterone.
Right.
So fiber goes in and absorbs all of that and takes it out of the body, but then it allows the healthy amount of testosterone to be utilized. And you'll always know when the fiber is doing what it's supposed to do, because you'll start seeing the waistline shrink.
Oh, okay. So I need to go get me some artichoke supplement.
Yeah. And your prunes.
I can. I try. You just be eating them like they real good. What about the apricots?
Whatever source of fiber that works for you.
I don't know. Like I try, y'all. I got the
Now,
whole container of prunes.
I've done a comparison to all the different sources of fibers, and in my personal experience, people get better results with the chia seeds and with the well, let's not call them prunes. Let's call them dried plums. That's a better term.
Dried plums.
Prunes sound like we Betty and Gloria talking.
Prunes. Oh, dried plums.
Dried plums.
We like dried plums. Okay.
With the female, they'll know when the fiber is working because, again, it'll shrink the waistline, but it gives like an illusion that you have wider hips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go get chia seeds.
Chia seeds, the same thing.
Gotcha.
And then you'll notice, like for females, you'll notice a difference in your cycle. I tell any woman that has any problem, female reproductive problems, like the fundamentals before anything, you have to start with your intake of fiber. Before you take anything that the doctor advised, before you take any herbal cure, before it can work, you have to increase your intake of fiber.
Wow, that makes all the difference. Like your colon really runs everything.
The small intestine is what I call the head bitch in charge. If she in the mood and she has a problem or any of your digestive issues, that's where it starts. If you can't get the small intestines in order, then it's a wrap for everything.
The HBIC.
Yeah.
The HBIC is the small intestines, and we got to get it in order. How would you take chia seeds? That was just something.
You can put it in a smoothie. If you're a gangster, just put it in water and drink it back.
Okay.
I'm never gonna do that. I hate the texture, but you don't really taste it when it's in a smoothie. You can put it in salads too.
Oh, okay. All right. So, how often would you suggest someone to come in and get a colonic? Would you be able to evaluate what they got going on and suggest?
Yeah. For me at my place, most of my clients come in with a pretty clean bill of health, so I never really recommend more than 3. Okay. And the 3 is so to make sure we cover the entire large intestines, because According to anatomy, we have three parts of the large intestine. So each session will cover every part of the large intestines. And then historically, when the Egyptians did it, they always purged in threes. And
Okay.
that's to cover each area of the colon.
Oh wow. Wow. So this goes way back.
Yeah.
This goes way back. So this is not something new, y'all. This is something that has been done. Um, One other question that I wanted to ask, which was, when do you, what's the difference between a colonic and a colonoscopy?
Well, the colonoscopy is just them using a scope to look through the colon to check for polyps. If you know you're prone to polyp growth, or if you've had that test already and they saw benign polyp growth, then the best way, or even if you're going in for a colonoscopy to kind of prevent the malignant part of polyps, then you want to increase your diet with cruciferous vegetables. That's your cabbage, your broccoli, your cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. And what that does is cause shrinkage in those polyps. And that's polyps throughout the entire body, whether it's sinus tract, colon, any polyps in the body. Um, so the colonoscopy is just a scope to check for any cancer.
Okay.
You use colon hydrotherapy to prevent what they're looking for. So we use colon hydrotherapy to clean out whatever they're looking for when they do a colonoscopy.
Okay. So is it good to get one done before you get a colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've prepped people for colonoscopies before.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, guess what? You made it through the whole interview and you gave us a lot of information. We are already in a whole hour. Look at you. Y'all, she was so nervous. She's been nervous. It's okay. She is so nervous, but she's so knowledgeable. And, with this is what I learned is because people don't like being in front of the camera, doesn't take away from their expertise. So when you go into her place, she's totally different, y'all. She's more assertive. She's looking at you. She has no problem telling you what she knows because she knows her stuff. Just being in front of the camera is not her thing. And as one of her accountability partners, we were holding each other accountable this year for getting out of our comfort zone. And so this is one of her things that we did today to get her out of her comfort zone. So y'all give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. Thank you. Yvette, you did a wonderful job. We'll let them know where they can find you.
On Instagram is colonics_massage ATL. I think that's it. Oh, and if you want to schedule an appointment, it's have you pooped the letter U pooptoday.com.
Have you pooped?
The letter
U.com. And you are on Facebook too.
Yeah, it's just Orchid Vitality Colonic Massage.
Orchid Vitality Colonic Massage. Y'all, all this link is on our page. We want to thank Yvette for coming in. We thank you all for joining us. And we are going to leave you straight from the chair with Yvette and Crystal. Have a good night.